Seeing is political divisiveness coming from a minority group of people who claim to be offended because of what took place in 1788. And because of this claim of offence, it is now pushed upon the rest of the Australian people to accept that because they're offended, that we should simply change the date. And for me personally, it's actually removing from why we actually celebrate Australia Day. We don't celebrate it because of genocide like people claim. We don't celebrate it because Aboriginal people have suffered over 200 years' time. No, we celebrate Australia Day for the country that we are and the country that we have all worked together to create right now. And there's more than just Indigenous people and white people in this country. There are people from many different backgrounds, and I feel that is one of our strengths.
When you say some people claim to be offended, do you accept that some people are genuinely offended about the date and what for them it stands for, or do you think those claims of offence are being faked in some way?
Well, it's a choice. It's a choice to be offended. I don't think people feel pain as a result of this. I think the people that are living pain and crisis are living it silently in remote communities of Australia, and they're being completely disregarded, and their issues are being placed to the side because other people who have claimed offence and claimed pain are experiencing such pain. Now, it's an emotion that they're claiming to feel. Now, if people feel angry, do we encourage people to act on that impulse of anger? If people have anger management issues, we tell them to get help to deal with that particular emotion because it's their responsibility. It's not the rest of us, it's not for the rest of us to change in order to suit that person's emotion. I just like to see us grow up as a country a little bit and be more responsible in that regard, responsible for our own feelings, responsible to also act forgivingly toward the rest of non-Indigenous Australia, considering they weren't actually responsible for what happened to Aboriginal people in 1788. If it was in fact impacting on Aboriginal people's lives in such a way that it would save a life, a single life, then yeah, I'd say change the date. But otherwise, let's be adults and let's look at how we can, yes, recognise our country's history in all of its complexity and entirety, and let's be grown up enough to go, well, we have to forgive at some point because we've had sorry. We now want people to change the date. If we change the date, there will be another demand, and that's the reality of it, because once these particular issues gather momentum, well then it's just gone beyond ridiculous in that we're just pandering to people because they